welcome back to my channel. I am Maddie Sanderson and I am very excited for this video, as I am for just about every video that I do, but especially this one because today I am going to be filling up my book cart. My sweet husband went ahead and built the cart for me, which is wonderful, but I kept wondering why people felt the need to have a TBR cart, and I kept thinking, like, I mean, you have your bookcase, what more could you want? Why do you need another place to store books? And then I realized that I need one, because when I'm playing my game, my TBR game, which if you don't know anything about, there will be a card here or here, I can't ever remember, and you can go and see what it's all about. Excuse Piper in the background, she's eating chips. When I am picking my books for the game, I don't necessarily get overwhelmed by all the books, but I forget. When there's that many books, I am very, very forgetful of which ones I'm supposed to be reading, which ones I'm needing to spend, that I'm needing for a specific project or for a specific book club or things like that. And so then I forget to pick those books, which then gives me a much bigger TBR, which is fine, but then that also means that I don't really have a whole lot of room for mood reading, and I still want to allow myself that, and then also allow myself to have the space to read books specifically for different videos that I'm doing. So all that to say, that's why I now have a cart that I will be choosing from during my game, unless I am given a prompt of some sort where it could absolutely not be fulfilled from the cart, then I will pick from our books. But for the most part, it should all be able to come from here. Another little caveat with this is Cody and I discussed what kind of parameters should we put on this, on the cart itself. And we figured, okay, so what we need to do is this time next year, we are going to revisit this video and we're going to see what books were put on this cart. And then if those books are still there this time next year, they will be unhauled, because clearly I'm not interested in actually reading those books as much as I think that I am. And maybe that will actually push me to read the books. That way I don't have to unhaul them if I really want to read them. I know a lot of you guys are probably saying, like, it doesn't matter, just keep the book, it's fine. But when you live on a boat, you really do have to be very conscientious of your space. And we're trying to be very good at making sure that our library caters to what we enjoy reading and not just filled with books for no reason. We started out that way and it didn't go well, and so we had to unhaul quite a few books. And so here we are. That is where we are at. So I'm going to get started, and I am going to be filling up the top tier. I'm going to grab all the books that I'm needing for specific things, putting them in there, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so these 3 books are books that I need to read pretty much as soon as possible. Where the Wind Leads, this was a book recommended by my grandma. My grandma is not a reader, so the fact that she was like, you have to read this, I need to read this. And it is actually one that takes place in where we just moved from, which I think is really, really awesome. So this is going to be on the top tier. We also have Second Chance In, and this is a book that I am actually going to be doing a book tour for, and so I need to be reading this one. That way I can recommend it to you guys and give you guys all the details of this wonderful book. And then the next one is Hunted. This is actually going to be my very first Darcy Coates book that I've ever read, but this was recommended to me from a friend and given to me by a friend. So I really want to make sure that I read this in a very timely manner. So this will now be at the top of the cart. I did also forget to tell you guys that going on the top tier, as long as they will all fit, are actually the books that I have chosen. They are my 24 and 24. Any of these books that I have obviously not read yet, they will be going on the top tier because I really want to make sure that I read them in 2024. that ended up being way more chaotic than I was expecting. As I was in the middle of working on this, we lost our power to the boat. Just the entire marina lost power. So then I was like, well, that's fine because my camera's fully charged, but then the battery died and I could not recharge it. So I had to take a break, and it got really hot, so we had to go to the library. That way we could
get some more books for me.
And get some AC, because a boat without ACs is very hot. And then we grabbed some lunch and we came home and they finally had the power back on. So I was able to finish getting the bottom all put together. I of course didn't get video footage of that just because I really needed to try and get that done as quickly as possible, so that way I could then record all that I just showed you guys, record this, and then I have to record another video and whatnot. So it's like, I just needed to do it. So I'm sorry that you guys didn't get to see me filling in the bottom shelf, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. And I do ask that if you have not already, like, commented, or subscribed, that you will please do so. Right, Piper? What do we tell them?
Bye.
Yeah. Well, we will see you guys in the next video.
Bye. 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 Bye.